we'll just go ahead and jump straight into it. We want to welcome y'all to another episode of Round Table Talk. And we got some new faces here today. We have the usual. We got Fridge, we got Fish, we got Ryan, but we also have two other people with us today, Big Wig and David Knight. That's going to be joining us today. So welcome everybody. Optimus Prime say he still can't hear. Did you close all the way out the Discord and jump back in? I think David mentioned that.
Yeah,
Well, he can't hear us. We gotta type it.
yeah, that's the problem.
Oh, well, yeah, we got to type it. Okay, that makes sense.
Oh, he's good now.
Okay, said fixed. Okay, cool. Um, as usual, we're gonna check out a couple of stocks. We're gonna check out SPY. We're gonna check out Q's. We're gonna look at some of you guys' favorite tickers, and then from there, um, we'll be able to get in touch with what's coming up as far as the feds or meetings. Get a little bit of perspectives on the government shutdown. How you guys feel about
Hmm.
that, and just see what we can come up on or put together and see if we can just get ourselves in preparation for next week. So, um, first and foremost, I'm gonna check out the spy real quick and let's take a look at that. So, one thing that I want to draw attention to today about SPY is this bullish engulfing candle that we had a couple of days ago, right here. And normally something like this is very, very important to pay attention to. And if you're new or you don't really know what the bullish engulfing candle signifies, it's when the actual daily candle takes out the lows and the highs of the previous candle in a bullish manner. So now that we've seen this strength right here, and what you can do is you can mark out the highs and the lows of it. And just because we're charting as we go, I'm gonna switch the colors of the highs and the lows so we can keep track of it. Just let me find a good color for it real quick. Um, let's do that blue. All right, cool. So I got the highs and the lows of this daily candle, which is 9:30. Um, I got the highs and the lows in blue. The weekly. So once we start scaling down between those highs and the lows, we can start looking and seeing um, where the prices are actually bouncing off of and what lows it has to take out before the structure of the chart actually changes. So right now we're looking for everything from this 666.78 to 661.75. Everything in between there, all of this is going to be bullish territory. And if we're actually watching, we can see that the price actually bounced off of these highs once before. And this was on Thursday before it took off back to the upside. So as of right now, I'm looking at the SPY still maintaining its bullishness, and it's not going to change structure unless we break this actual 661.65 lows, and that'll shift the momentum from this uptrend that we're currently having right now and actually pushing it either sideways or to a downtrend. So um, that's just something to keep your eyes on going into this upcoming week. As far as the Qs go, they've been trading a little different than SPY. They don't have any bullish or two candle patterns that I'll just really pay attention to. But as you can see, the bulls have been stepping in pretty heavily over the past couple of days, and we've been rejecting around the 606, 607 level. So keep your eyes out for that rejection up here. If we can break these highs, then we should shift structure again and continue to uptrend. I got a price target of about 624 to 625. So the next couple of weeks are going to be super, super interesting as far as how higher the market can actually trade itself up. I think we have a couple of earnings. I know Amazon, which I'm still holding that play, by the way. I haven't sold it. So I think A couple people still in. I don't know, David. Are you still holding your Amazon cards?
Hell yeah, bro. I'm not gonna sell it until you sell it.
I'm not gonna
No,
sell it. You know, I'm a hold that. I think Ryan had Google, so he went the other way with his.
Bro,
oh
I'm
well,
holding
yeah,
November calls, so I should be safe. But Amazon chart is not looking good, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, yeah, we kind of down in the
Yeah.
dump. And then you have November calls, so of course you have a little bit more time on your expiration date. I'm just gonna hold. I don't know when earnings is coming up. I think they're still trying to decide between 10/24 and 10/30. We're just gonna see how
Hmm.
that goes, and if we can get a closer expiration date, that 10/23. I think that it's a
Yeah.
possibility that well, at least my calls can be saved. We can get a premium pump and a post pre-earnings run. So that'll be the only thing that I'm kind of leaning on right now.
Yeah, yeah. I hope so, brother.
Yeah. So Ryan, you doing pretty good on your Google Leaps though, aren't you?
yeah. That's doing quite well. I have that, but I do have an expected move butterfly for Amazon also.
Oh,
That's on, but a bullish one. But yeah, I have a Google Leap that I bought a while ago that is doing quite well.
okay. What type of position you have on Amazon?
It's an expected move butterfly bullish. So I'm buying the 220 call, selling two of the 235 calls, buying a 250 call, basically hoping to pin Amazon around 235 towards expiration.
Okay. Does that?
Um,
I was gonna say, does
I
that have any? Does having like a pre-earnings run up, does that help print money off of that also?
it it will depend on, you want to open this, you can open this in a high IV or low IV. It kind of depends. I mean, it's really not too sensitive to price. Like as we approach, like can't remember what I spent exactly. I want to say it was 368. I'm down 18 bucks. It's not it doesn't eat into your premium really until you get closer to expiration, which is a benefit, but I don't know if I get an IV bump. I mean, I'm sure it will help,
Okay.
but there is the shorts in there too, so it might not help.
Okay. Yeah. Well, as far as any type of economic data that we have coming out next week, have you guys noticed something that you just has your attention?
There is
Bitcoin,
none
Bitcoin.
that's going to come out.
I don't think the government shut down, and I don't think that we'll get a data, right? Or am I
That's
tripping?
That's what I was
Yeah,
no,
wondering.
there's
that,
no data.
that's correct.
There's like nothing that's going to be coming out unless it opens back up from what I've seen. The only thing that's really important would be jobless data on Thursday, but we didn't have jobless data last week because of the
Uh-huh.
shutdown. So I don't think so. Jerome Powell speaks Thursday, so that could be something. And FOMC minutes are Wednesday. That's about it for the week, unless everything opens back up again.
Okay. So, I mean, as far as the government shutdown, how do you guys feel about it? As far as the impact on the market?
So,
Bullish.
yeah, exactly. Government shutdowns are typically bullish for the market, unless they go 16 days or they go over 16 days. If they go over 16 days, then it's bearish. But for those first 16 days, aren't money.
Okay.
I think the
I'll tell you this much. I was just trading some futures. Ugh, sorry, guys, multitasking over here. And I was just able to scalp $1,000 on MNQ long. So hey, take
Oh
that for what that
yeah.
means. Asia pre-market's green.
Okay.
I would say basically it's like what people are saying in the chat already is that no data is good data because if no data comes out that's bad, the market's going to just keep doing what it's doing because there's no actual data coming out showing that it's bad. Like the data is bad, but we can't actually see it because of the shutdown that we're currently in right now. And that's the big problem, which is why people are just like sitting there saying, the Trump administration is not in a rush to push to open up the government again because it's going to reflect bad data and make the economy look awful. So it's one of those things where no data makes the market be super bullish no matter what, which is like the craziest thing that I never would have thought would have happened. But because there's no bad data coming out, markets love it. And that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life, because we all can see it. We all see the cracks in the unemployment numbers, in the labor market, and the turnover rates. We all see the numbers. We've all seen them for the last couple months. But now that they're on hold, we can't see them. We can estimate and predict it, but like we can't actually see the numbers. So this is actually right into what the administration is looking for, because they've been hating about the job revision we had. That was like last month. That was atrocious for the last 3 months. Now it's like, hey, no data comes out, guys. It's cool. We can do whatever the fuck we want, basically. Pardon my language. We can do whatever we want now at this point. Nobody really cares. And that's why the market just loves it. Like, oh, cool, man. Hey, nothing wrong with it. We're bullish. We're gonna keep pumping it up here. Once the market, or once the government opens back up, whenever that may be, then we start getting data again, then the data shows some problems. That's where it's gonna be probably hit us really hard, in my opinion.
I can see that because I've been feeling like the market's been artificially propped up here for a couple of days now. Probably at least last week. I've been feeling like the market's been kind of pumped up and held there for the meantime. I guess just waiting on a new catalyst to pretty much pop up and you know get this pullback or this retracement that I think the market's been needing for
Yeah.
a good while now.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where, we're now looking at any data that comes out now and thinking about, is there any kind of rationale we can make off of other data that might be still released? That jobs data is a big one that's not being released, right? And that's the biggest thing, is that since job data is not being released, and that's been the heaviest hitter in the economy, and that's why Powell has been putting in rate cuts now. We were talking about rate cuts now for October, for December, is because the labor market is so bad that they want to try to help with the economy in terms of cutting rates to kind of help boost it a little bit. But now that that's not there, it's almost just like, oh, okay, well, there's nothing bad going on in the markets right now. It's great. Nothing bad's wrong with the economy because we can't visibly see it. So I was thinking the same thing when the government first shut down. I was like, oh my God, we're going to be going down. We're going to see like a 1% red day, a 1.5% red day. And it was the polar opposite. And I was like, well, why is it the case? And you read into the articles of what people write about it, and it's like, oh, it makes sense. There's no bad data coming out now. So you just basically push it under the rug as much as you possibly can. And again, I think this is going to be one of those things where Trump's administration is not going to be in a rush to make a deal, because it's going to make the market look so much better for him in his presidency. And then maybe by the time it opens back up, maybe the data could be miraculously fixed, or who knows what. And then it's going to be all-time highs again. That's my logic of it, at least.
It's a pretty good argument, I would say.
Yeah.
Touching on what you said, Royalty, about how you felt like the market was being like propped up over the past couple of days. I was thinking about this too, and I don't know if it's the chicken before the egg, but Bitcoin's been going up. Bitcoin made a new all-time high overnight. I think it was 125.4.
Yeah.
And so, as Bitcoin goes up, Bitcoin is so related to the market now. There's so many different companies that have Bitcoin treasuries that are in the market. And I mean, and like the S&P and the NASDAQ and the smaller companies as well, that as Bitcoin goes up, it's going to bring the market up, or is it the market bringing Bitcoin up at this point? I'm not really sure which one it is. But we do have Bitcoin projected for 140 at least for this year. So that tells me that the market will continue going up.
Yeah, we've been watching Coin and MSTR both kind of take off over the past week. I remember when I first signaled Coin at 318, and it's now sitting at 380. So I mean, it's close to making $100 move in about 2 weeks. And actually, I think Circle. I have a small holdings in Circle, but at the same time, we've been watching MSTR and Coin Pump. I've been noticing that my shares for Circle has been running too. So I'm not sure if they have anything to do with the crypto market, but they've been moving pretty solid over the past 2 days or so. Thursday
Well,
it
they're
opened at 132, and let's see, Friday it closed. Well, it pushed higher around 156. So
but Circle is the USDC, just to let you know. So it is
okay,
crypto related. It's stable
okay.
coin though.
Circle is
Yeah.
okay. So that's good to know. That, like I said, I wasn't sure what exactly the company did, but I noticed that once the crypto related stocks start running, this one started moving pretty well also. So, is there any extra crypto related news that we're supposed to be looking forward to? I know MSTR has something that was talking about accumulating more Bitcoin, which that made
They
sense on the last dip.
they did not. Saylor put out a tweet. He did not buy Bitcoin this weekend.
Oh, he did.
Mm.
At least that's the last that I saw. Said no. The last that I saw said no new orange dots this weekend.
Okay. Have you been doing any additions to MSTR lately?
I've been watching my MSTR. That's
Okay.
what I've been doing.
Okay.
So here's the God's honest truth, man. I have not trusted this market. I'm a bull, but I've been bearish on this market for too long, and I haven't been adding the cash that I've been waiting for the dip on because the dip hasn't come. You know what I mean? Like the general market dip. You know what I mean? So this week I'm gonna end up putting in a lot more money and really start going a little harder at this bull market and try to turn the rest of this year around. And by around, I mean make a lot more than I have been making. Because there's just no point in ignoring it. This market is irrational, in my opinion. It's going up, 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 up. So yeah, I'm gonna start doing buying shares explicitly for the reason of selling covered calls. And try to make some money that way. And MSTR was one of the ones that I was thinking about doing after the IV gets back up.
Okay. I'm looking at MSTR right now, and it looked like that it's been having a pretty big consolidation level between 359 and like 310, 309. Well, 317. We just saw a nice little dip that one day below that actual consolidation zone. So everything within here has been pretty good. If you've been holding like options or anything in between here, you've probably been seeing the premiums been kind of chewed up a little bit. But for the most part, anything below here has been a nice little dip by, especially once we saw it break below 300. It almost got bought back up immediately. So as of next week, if we see anything below 318, then I'll probably be alerting some calls. We can start back looking at the 350 or 360 calls. I know I told a lot of people to sell around 350 last week once we, bounced off that 320 level. So far it's looking pretty good. If Bitcoin continues to run back up, which is trying to back up to 125, we could see that gap up in the market or in the crypto related stocks tomorrow. That'd be pretty dope. The thing is though with MSTR, it does have a gap that needs to be filled roughly around the 384 385 levels. So if we get that gap up, we get to those retest levels, take profit and see if we can re-enter anywhere around 360. Not saying that it's gonna come straight back down to that one, but I've had bad experiences with MSTR after the gap up. It's always bullish when it's filling the negative gaps, but anytime we get these positive gap ups, these green gap ups, we always see the price almost instantly retrace back down to fill it, and then it goes into this accumulation. This is probably the first time that it didn't actually drop back down and actually come down here because of the actual Bitcoin pump. But we'll just have to see how that holds up and if we get that gap up tomorrow. So um, I think a couple of you guys had some tickets that y'all wanted to check out. Earnings Do we have any type of earnings this week?
We got
Oh, we do.
Constellation Brands, Delta Airlines, really exciting tickers.
Yeah.
McCormick.
I was taking a look.
Yeah.
I was taking a look earlier, and Delta was the only one that caught my eye, and then I was like, no, just like
Oh,
no,
Pepsi.
it doesn't interest me enough.
David, anything that you got on your watch list that's looking a little interesting?
Sorry. Yeah. It's Google. Google McDoodle. Bro,
Google.
I wanna buy. Yeah, I want a full port Google calls. To be honest, like the setup is so cool. It's just it wants to take a little bit more time just to break out the bull flag that I can see on a daily time frame.
Okay.
I'm so ready. I'm so ready. Another stock on my watch list would be AI. It's
Oh,
yeah, ticker symbol is AI.
it's that's
Literally
C3.
AI.
Okay.
C3. Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Bro,
okay.
we traded the AI on Friday and I closed it at break even since it was like a week. It was very weak. The beginning of when the market opened and um when the market wanted to close, it just pumped all of a sudden. And now it wants to fill the gap till you see the gap till $22.
Yeah, I see it
Bro,
right
it's
over
gonna
there.
be banger. Yeah. It broke it made a breakout,
Okay.
clear breakout, and now it's gonna fill the gap, in my opinion. Yeah, the chart is telling me the weekly, the daily is beautiful.
Oh yeah, you can see that small breakout right here that you have on the
Uh-huh.
daily.
Yeah, bro.
So if this breaks out, it could use that $19 level as some new support. And like you said, it could
Hmm.
break out and actually push toward this 22. I mean, it's actually it's pretty nice.
Yeah. But we will be patient. We're not gonna just buy and hold the bag. No. We are gonna buy it before it pumps.
Right.
So everybody will make money in the kingdom.
Right. Okay. And I want to since we got you talking and everything, man, I want to appreciate what you're doing with the 5K challenge. A lot of people have been loving that challenge and um, you know, help getting them and boost their accounts to the next
Yeah,
level. So very, very awesome thing that you're doing right now with that, bro.
I am very excited about this challenge, brother. Well, like we traded only 3 days,
Yeah.
and I didn't invest more than 5K. It's 5K challenge. That means 5K buying power, and I only used 5K, and we are up 1K already in 3 trading days, brother.
That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful.
Yeah,
Sick,
we
dude.
got 100% on SMCI,
SM. Oh,
100% in one day, bro. Look at the SMCI chart.
let's see.
That day we traded, it pumped 9%. We caught 100%.
Oh man.
That was the best day. Yeah. You see that pump? We caught it.
Oh yeah, that's nice. Buyers
Yeah. And we
buyers start
traded
stepping in
Apple.
beautifully around this
Hell
44,
yeah, brother.
45 level, and it completely just it popped out of there beautifully. So it looks like it could be going up to
Hmm.
57 pretty soon.
It wants to fill the gap, but when the stock pumps like 9% in a single day,
Hmm.
it needs just a healthy pullback. It just can't rocket ship,
Right.
right? So we're gonna catch another move on SMCI. It's on my watch list. Yeah,
I
we didn't
like
fill the gap yet, so
I like it. Looking at this trend that we're seeing right here. So it
hmm
has it has a nice little uptrend that's forming right there. So like I said, I like it. At least for another nice little pump. So let's
yeah,
see if it'll
brother.
target these highs up here at 62.
Hmm. Yep.
Okay, that's pretty dope. All right.
What about you, Fish? You got any penny stocks would you like to recommend? Every time when the fish says, guys, it's not an alert, I don't recommend you to buy this. And after 1 hour, that stock pumps 50%.
So I mean, yeah, I've been looking around. I got some things that I'm watching that I need to see how they hold overnight,
Hmm.
and how they react in the morning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like I like everyone else that gives out a signal, you feel terrible if someone loses any money on your signal. You know what I mean? So you got to try to make sure that it's the right one. And the thing about these penny stocks is they move so quickly that
Hmm.
you know what I mean? It's a little
Hard to
difficult.
manage.
What I will say is everyone might have seen Plug Power. The symbol is Plug, PLUG. You guys might have seen that pump on Friday.
You killed it,
Uh,
bro. You called it before it pumped, bro. I remember.
yeah, I called it Thursday in live trading in the Kingdom.
Big gap.
Um, yeah, yeah.
Big gap. Okay.
Well, I started looking around and stuff, and I was like I was like, pull this up. I was like, I need to make sure that you see what I see, and trying to make it pulled it up. And, he saw one thing, I saw another thing that also combined with what he was saying, and we decided that it was most likely a cup and handle, and the handle was about to break out. Now, it was on the 4-hour chart, we were looking at it. We thought we had another day, so I went in with 400 shares that night just to be safe. And I woke up in the morning, that thing was already moving, man. And you guys know I wake up early. I wake up at 4 o'clock, right when I can start trading on Weeple. And that thing was just started moving right away. It was incredible. But the reason I say be careful on this is I was looking at the RSI on the daily, and the RSI is at 83. So I would expect some people to be taking some profits soon, and I would expect a healthy pullback on this.
Hmm.
It looks like
Yeah.
anything below 325 looks like the accumulation level as of now. If because I just charted it out from off of the monthly chart, and you can see where the prices normally accumulate, and I just did that off of a swing high, swing low kind of manner right here. So anything above this 325 could be breakout levels. Anything below 325 can be accumulation zones, and it typically forms a bottom around at 0.77 cents. So a lot of this accumulation could have been just brewing for an actual breakout in the making. Like Plug actually takes me back to my beginner days of trading. Back in what 2000, like post COVID, right after COVID. But Plug was one of those stocks that everybody got in when they first started trading. It was supposed to be one of those tickers that had a promising future ahead of them,
Hmm.
just because they were supposed to be making a lot of charging ports and I mean, yeah, the charging ports for the cars
Mhm.
and everything like that. So I think they started going down once Tesla decided, they was gonna continue to build their own infrastructure for the charging ports or whatnot, and they killed the hype for it. But you never know who might step in and actually draw some good attention to Plug, and these levels that it at one point in time tested. I mean, we're looking as high as what, $75, and that's been
So,
since 2021.
so while I was looking around on this, I on Thursday I saw that they had just had some good news that came out, but it seemed like everybody missed the boat on the news, right?
Okay.
Because Thursday was such a great day in the market, everybody's making a lot of money, and it turns out that I think they figured out a way to turn like hydrogen into a way to power vehicles.
Okay.
Um, and so like if true, and if mass production is available for what they're doing, this could be huge for the company. I don't fully understand it. I don't understand it well enough to explain it. What I do know is it's big news, and I'm trying to ride the momentum on it. So we'll see where it goes. I think I'm going to hold it. I've got 400 shares, and I'll probably add to it on those dips that you talked about at those levels.
Okay. Solid. I think Jackson said that they have a new electrolyzer. I don't know what that is, but
Yes,
it's
yes.
okay.
It's a hydrogen electrolyzer. That's all I know, man.
And it's for the vehicles, I'm assuming.
Yeah, yeah. And it somehow powers vehicles.
And you see, I'm so used to, the regular V8s, V6s, working on regular stuff like that. So when we start talking about EVs, everything that goes into how they charge, how they work, and everything is kind of foreign to me at the moment. But that's the future that we're heading into. So companies like these would be very, very, especially at these prices. These are probably be something that you can add just long term, just because the risk to reward is very, very, you know, contained. And at these
Uh-huh.
points, it's nothing but upside. Once you get down to the 70 cent dollar range, I mean 70 cents range. So you know, trades like these, just because it might not be popping right now, these are trades that build generational wealth. You might not hold it for you, but you might hold it for your kids or your kids' kids. Just because in the next 10 to 15 years, this is what the world's gonna be, looking forward to. So
That's the way that I feel about pattern, PTRN.
pattern, and I think you was talking to me about that one too.
Yeah, yeah, I was. I've been trying to tell people about it. I'm really, really bullish on it. It's a sales as a service company, e-commerce. They help merchants. So like, imagine you're like a small retailer and you want to put your stuff on like Amazon.com or Walmart.com, but it's a big hassle to do all the logistics, shipping, and payments and all that stuff. So this company will go ahead and make all of that stuff very seamless for you. And Amazon was a 94% customer of theirs, and didn't buy them. So that tells me if they're not able to buy them, must be for a reason. The company IPO'd about a month ago, so we don't have a lot of information as far as TA is concerned. But my whole thesis is if Amazon can't buy them and Amazon can't duplicate them, we already know that because they were already a 94% customer of this company. Well, that tells me that this company holds something very powerful. So I'm super bullish on it.
And what exactly does pattern do again?
It's a sales as a service. I'm sure Jackson can explain that. He's super smart. I'm just a dumb guy that can barely turn on a laptop. But
Mhm.
I know how to spot something good when I see it. Also,
Okay, okay. It looks like it's getting ready. I just talked about the bullish engulfing candle that I saw on SPY, and we've been holding that. So we kind of have that two candle set up again here on pattern. Um, I'm having troubles with the arrow, but pretty much like I said, the lows took out the previous, well, this candle took out the previous day lows and highs, and it's been trading beyond that ever since. So the next breakout move that we'll be looking for, and this is how you just build that ladder leading up to the breakout. I got the lows, I got the highs, and we're looking for the next level of highs to be broken about around $14.75. So this would be a nice breakout. Let's see if I got any moving averages set up.
and and it's not like this is like a small startup company. I think the street said it was like $2.1 billion or something was their
Really?
their valuation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it looks pretty dope. Um, if we can see this breakout above 1475, then we could see a move higher and leading up to this next level up here back at the IPO highs at $16 look like.
Now you're gonna call me crazy. I know you are, Royalty, but Trina knows how I look at things, right? And so one of my things is I look for unique patterns, we'll call them, right?
Right.
Odd patterns, right?
Okay.
To me, like because of what I said, right? We don't have enough time for the TA, right? It doesn't allow us to have normal TA here, so we got to sort of think outside the box. To me, this looks like they were trying to set up an inverted head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders on that daily.
It's very possible. It's very much possible.
And
What's up, Ryan?
oh, I was just gonna make a stupid joke. It's okay. Go ahead.
Nah, go ahead,
Yeah, go
man.
I was just saying, well, you were looking for a pattern. The ticker is named Pattern, so there you go.
There you go.
Oh, man, I
There
love
you
it.
go.
I love it. I
Um,
love it.
I like the dip. It made a V-shaped recovery, well, a small V-shaped recovery after it dipped below the support at 1350. So as of now, what I would watch for is anything within this white box, within that V recovery, anything in there could be a possible opportunity to buy. So, like you said, we're still running on very, very limited data since it did IPO just 9/19. So, just, not even a full month yet. So it's still collecting data. It's still trying to regulate prices. As of right now, we're seeing that accumulation between 1350 and 1425. If we start to break out and take out some of those highs, then yeah, that'd be something that we'll definitely want to watch out for. And that could be one of those breakout movements that you've been looking for, one of those fish specials.
Could
Yeah.
be,
So
man.
I like that. I like that.
Could be. And
Um,
then
go
I'm sorry,
ahead.
I do have two more things, if
Okay,
that's
go ahead.
okay.
Go ahead.
Real quick, we don't even need to chart it. IONZ, I put it in my channel, but of course, we took profits on it. We were up 40%. So what I like to do with IONZ, which is the 2x bear of IONQ, is whenever it's under $4, I like to start accumulating it and buy on dips. That way, whenever IONQ goes down, like if the sector dips, IONQ is going to dip pretty hard as well. And then I think that I'll be setting myself in a nice position. As I said, I did this last week, and or maybe I held it for I think 7 days or something, but I was able to make 40% on it.
Oh,
So
nice.
it was a nice little trade. It was a nice little trade. Something
That's
that I think I
nice.
might want to keep trading. Yeah.
Okay.
Um, and then I don't know, so we've just got to look, and see what you think here. But I was looking around MVST. There was some people are speculating some things on it. So I started looking at the daily chart, and I think on the daily it said there's a bull flag. So if you can tell me what you see.
First, I see a nice little cup right, right here. Um,
There's speculation of a possible government interest in the company.
so that's what I meant to
Can-
ask you guys. What
Tanner
do
Fitz. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say? That's what I meant to ask you guys. What do you guys think about the government shutdown and some of the stocks that participate? That relies on like government contracts, like Palantir and things of that nature. We saw a huge sell-off on Palantir Friday. Could the government shutdown possibly have something to do with uh, government stocks falling heavy? Maybe like Palantir, PLT. I mean, not a PLTR. Palantir, Lockheed Martin. I don't know what else is probably government influenced, but would that have any influence on some of these stock prices? Just the catalyst wise?
So
So
I was gonna say, so from my logic and my perspective of it is that the military is still running no matter what. They're just not getting
correct.
paid right now. So Palantir is defense with military and stuff like that. Lockheed Martin, same thing. So they're still working. They're just furloughed. So they're not getting paid right now for it. So in terms of affecting the stocks, I don't think it will as much as what people think because the defense is still running. We can't just be like, oh, government shutdown. Okay, everybody in the military stopped doing stuff. Like we would be in so much more trouble if there was like, up, everybody go home, hang out. Okay, guys, just chill out. Like, we would be in so much trouble if that was the case. So in terms of government contracts like that, those are still open. There's still money going into them no matter what. They still have to have the military running. Like, there's a lot of things that still run in the government, just not every single thing is open. And I'm sure Fish knows a lot about the government because he lives obviously in DC, so I'm sure he could take it away from here. That was my 2 cents.
No, actually, you covered it. That's literally what I was going to say. Is yeah, I mean, the government doesn't shut, or the Department of Defense doesn't shut down. I'm sorry, the Department of War doesn't shut down. Like that doesn't happen.
Okay. Okay.
I would hate it if they were just like, oh guys, like everybody who works for like the Army and the Navy, like just stop working. Like, I'd be like, okay, so we are primed for who knows what then if nobody's like working in the defense portion of things. I think if that would be like a possibility from a government shutdown, I bet that deal would have gotten done so quick to keep the military open and running and stuff like that from our ends, I'm sure.
Okay. I just thought to ask that because we've seen, well, I know a lot of us watch Palantir drop a natural amount of money Friday. I think it was down to close to like $14 at one point in time Friday. And I just to see Palantir just flush like that, you know it's going to get bought back up eventually. But I was wondering if the actual government shutdown could possibly have a impact on it flushing the way that it did.
There was news for Palantir.
Okay.
Yes.
It was, yeah, someone said something like it's not safe or something. I can't remember. I mean, Fish might know better than me, but that's why they flushed mostly. It was some bad news.
Really?
It was some bad news about something with like radios or something like that. I don't know. I just heard it in passing, but it was probably more of a buy the dip moment.
I was finna say I don't think it's
Battlefield.
I don't think it's gonna stick.
Battlefield communication system, very high risk, U.S. Army memo says. So,
Okay.
you know, take that for what it's worth. I personally also sold a put ratio. So, yes, I'm hoping for a bounce back, but so I hear you all there.
I'm gonna look at it. I attempted to call Friday. It didn't move much. I think the most that I saw from it was like $11. It was a 190 call. And it went down 50 and then it bounced back up and went back green. I think around $11. So I wasn't trying to hold it not too long. I'll see what we look like Monday. And if there's any more dipping opportunities, we're definitely gonna go long at some of those levels. So with this chart that I got in front of me, Micro Vast Holdings,
Yeah.
it looks good. It looks good. It rejected around 486, but it did take out some previous highs. If we can break out a little bit more above 46, and this is just charted based off of weekly support and rejection zones. I got one right here, right there, and another one right here just to find old floors and ceilings just to bounce off of. If we break out above this 486, then I'm looking at 650 and 760 as my next price targets. If we dip, then I'm looking at everything between $2 and $1 as accumulation zones to buy. So
Okay.
I don't even want to see Reddit, Geo. I attempted to trade Geo. I mean, I attempted to trade Reddit last week, and it kept dipping for about 2 days, and then it gapped up the next day, and I took a small loss on that call. But Reddit's just one of the ones. If it goes up a lot, a lot.
Yeah, it's like coin.
Yeah, it's like coin. Rock just came back in. I think he asked for a SoFi.
Hari also asked for Oracle, what we thought about Oracle.
Oracle. Okay, I'm gonna do SoFi because I think those are one of the first tickers that they
No, you're
asked
good.
for.
You're all good.
All right, so looking at the daily, SoFi's in a bit of a downtrend. Let's see. So yeah, I wouldn't really touch SoFi right now until it gets down to about $24. Anything below 24 and it's 22, that could be a nice opportunity to buy. buy up some calls, but for right now, trying to time this bottom on SoFi with, let's see, 8 days, 8 red days and 1 green day. It's just not showing much strength, and it's taking out weekly lows. So, well, this past week it took out a weekly low here and here. So right now isn't the time to try to just time the bottom. I know SoFi is a pretty volatile stock and it's pretty cheap to trade, but at the moment right now, 24, anything below 24 would be where I would start looking at a possible bounce. We haven't taken out monthly lows yet, which is around that 2371 to 2375. We haven't quite taken out monthly lows yet, so it's still good as long as we stay within this candle structure right here. I mean, it had a nice quarter, previous quarter. So, I mean, we're just starting a new quarter on the first of this month. So the price is still fluctuating. I mean, it's a lot of buyers here between 26.45 and $18. It's a lot of buyers within there, and then you'll just play the calls once it finds some type of support. Once you see about 2, maybe 3 green days, you can start looking for that uptrend to play calls into what maybe the next two weeks to a month, and just play it to the upside. But right now, it just isn't the time to try to catch the upside while it's continuously making lower lows. So that's my take on SoFi as of right now. Ryan, what did you say was the other one?
Oracle.
Oracle. Oracle is one of them ones we just saw crazy movement into. So it's broken out of this big consolidated zone. This big consolidated zone here. And this is that earnings gap up that it just went crazy. I thought it wasn't going, well, I thought it was going to go down, but it actually flew to the upside, which was crazy. I mean, I don't think the earnings is anything special, but I think they just have a lot of, what was it? Oracle has a lot of TikTok influence news. So I'm assuming that, having control of that TikTok algorithm is just like a big thing to look forward to. As of right now, it's kind of hard to make assumptions on Oracle. It's one of them things to where we can trade sideways and then it can eventually be bought back up just because it is so volatile. You feel me? So we have broken previous week's lows, and this week we saw a little bit get bought back up. I think bearish until we break back above these highs around 330, 329. Okay, David, we'll see you.
All right, see you, David.
Appreciate you.
What's your
David.
downside target on Oracle there?
Downside target? Let's look.
In the next till October 17th, roughly.
October 17th,
Yeah.
258, 260.
Oh, God, okay.
Between 267 and 260.
Okay.
So I think that we can consolidate anywhere between this 297.50 and 258.
Okay. Thank you.
So, and the only reason why I say that is because we've been seeing a lot of stocks trade like that after they have the massive gap ups. Let me show you Microsoft. This is what's been happening to these stocks lately. You get the big gap up, and then you watch it trade sideways eventually until buyers get exhausted and they flush. Meta, you see the gap up, you see it, consolidating the zone. Once it breaks out of it, it sells to the downside, and Google hasn't quite broken yet. I don't believe. Yeah, Google's actually one of them ones that's holding up. It gapped up.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's trading to the downside. We haven't quite seen it break out of a consolidated zone yet. If it does, then we'll kind of see that same effect where the prices just melt to the downside. AVGO, I think, is another one that's been doing that. So
Gotcha.
I'm just paying attention to the patterns. Yeah, so you kind of see how AVGO has been trading to the downside after that gap up.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's just the pattern that I've been seeing in the market as of lately. Once stocks make that big jump to the upside.
Gotcha.
So, um, I think we had some more. Archer, SCHR, Archer
Okay,
Aviation.
so Arthur, careful, your RSI on the daily is 72. You had a huge pump Friday, as you can see. That can drop very quickly on Monday. All depending on what happened today. I don't know. There was an air show in Salinas, California. Archer was demonstrating some of their EVTOLs out there, and they were supposed to, or not supposed to. There was speculation that they might be showcasing their first vertical takeoff and landing. So I feel like that's the reason why there was the massive pump on Friday.
Okay. And I,
So if sorry, just really quickly, and then I'll stop. The air show was for 2 days, and what I do know to be fact is that this did not happen on Saturday. I do not know if it happened today.
okay. I see Swing say she sold most of her Archer, and I'm assuming she probably sold a lot of it in a profit. See art.
Now I'll say this: Archer is a company that I'm long on.
Really? Has
Yeah, I'm long Archer. I think I own 300 shares right now.
Nice.
I'm gonna touch on it, but I'm gonna touch on Joby. I think that's one that's pretty similar to it, if I'm not
Mm-hmm.
mistaken. But
Yeah.
it's been moving. Archer, I can see it at least retesting about 1350 at least, just because we saw the retest twice. You know, I can put money it's gonna try to retest it a third time. Yeah, around this 1350. So if it breaks out above that, then I see 1750. 1745 to 1750 would be the next target, just based off of my game fan level, if I was to look at that. So it had a nice dip below a consolidated area down here between 870 and 818. So a nice little accumulation here, and then that was the accumulation before the breakout to the upside, and it just could, like I said, it could skyrocket back up here, retest these levels, and decide if it wants to break out or not. So if you're in those, then I mean, as of right now, you're looking pretty good, looking damn good. Joby was the one that I was been kind of interested in and watching. I mean, the chart's just been amazing. So
So you called out a Joby call. I'm trying to pull it up right now, man. You called out a Joby call, and it went great. It's still going great. It was a leap. It was a Joby Joby $20 call, January 16th expiration. You called it out. It's up 175%, by the way. And you called it out. Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm trying to find, when did I buy it? Oh man, this isn't telling me. Position details.
it looks
Come on,
good.
tell me.
It looks good, and like I said, it could pull a retest back up to this 21, but I got a target already around like 23. Right now, it's back
Yeah,
in the
you called it out.
consolidated.
I'm sorry, you called it out September 2nd is when you called it out.
and it's been moving since then. Oh, that's dope. And I didn't even take it. Shit, that's the crazy part.
Mm.
I be so focused on the Mag 7 and some of the bigger stocks, I miss a lot of these smaller moves, which I know money's gonna flow into them. When a lot of the tech stock has to cool down. I've been buying shares of a lot of stuff though. I've
I
been.
believe Joby. And I'd have to look into this, but I believe Joby has some Saudi backing to it.
Oh, really?
I believe I had heard that.
Okay. So yeah, just keep a. I'm gonna try to keep an eye out for Joby too. It looks nice in this consolidated zone. We saw this kind of a U-shaped recovery back over here, and now it could set up for the accumulation for the next move up to about $23. So continue to keep an eye on Archer and let's see. I think somebody, Optimus Prime, put up CRML, Critical Metals Corp. Sheesh. Okay,
Big
so
Wick might want to talk about the Russell too, by the way. But you go
okay,
finish what you're saying.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, after I finish with this one, I'll open the floor up for him, and like I said, he can have a way. I'm glad to have you here, by the way, bro. Super glad to have you.
Yeah, man. Happy to be here. Just figure out throw out some screenshots at some of the stuff I'm looking at. I've had a few questions on why I'm bearish a little bit on IWM. I admit that I am having a hard time getting out of the bearish mindset, but the the breakdown on this is for the week going forward. I am bullish on IWM. That first screenshot that I threw out shows the daily. You're looking at a gap on the daily that needs to be filled. So coming out of that fair value gap will actually be a retest of the 2021 all-time highs.
Okay.
And I expect us to rocket ship out of that. That retest will be 244.49. When we rocket ship out of that, the interesting part is for IWM futures. The liquidity has not been swept. We have not hit all-time highs on those futures, and I 100% expect us to start to sweep that liquidity and start to reject off of it. If you go look at the weekly on IWM futures, which is RTY, I shared a couple screenshots on that. We had previously created an upwards trend line, which I shared back in, I want to say it was July when we finally lost it. And you saw a big, let's see, that was July 28th. We lost the trend line from April. We had a big sell-off. We've reclaimed it, and we have firmly rejected it every single time we've retouched it. We're coming into a sell-side order block from all-time highs. The last time we hit this and created the order block, there was a 30% move to the downside. We hit it roughly again back in November, and there was a 32% move to the downside. So you kind of get where I'm going at here is when we sweep this liquidity, I fully expect there to be a sell-off. Do I think that it's going to be catastrophic? No. But I do think that we need to go retest where, if you go back and look at the charts from where I'd shared on RTY, December 2020, and all the way into looks like December 2021, we had based right above what would be IWM. Let me get back there. Be IWM 212. I think we need a deeper pullback. I think that we need to retest the highs of roughly 230 ish to 225 on IWM, retest that and form it as a base. What I'm looking for to happen is a sweep of the liquidity on RTY, which is roughly a 7% move on IWM, come out of that order block and reject to come back and then base on that like 230-ish range.
Okay. Well, you said you shared the screenshots in here, in the chat.
Yeah, sure. I shared them in the chat. They're a little deep now.
Okay.
See
We'll
if I
have to.
can.
What you can do is once you find them, post them, under your channel in the
Yeah.
under
Okay.
your charts, so that way we can all go back and look at them. I got the chart for it
Okay.
pulled up right now, and then that way we can all just kind of collaborate based off of that and get the best move possible. But I do see a couple of these moves that you're talking about.
Yeah, sounds good. I think I might be prematurely on the bearish mindset. So I know I've been quiet, but that is because I'm having a hard time getting out of that bearish mindset, and I know it's coming. So I hate to lead us into a bunch of calls and then find that rejection spot. Right. So if I'm quiet, that's kind of why I am looking for the intraday, like, coming out of fair value gaps and stuff. A lot of my trading is based off of RTY futures, and I'll take contracts on IWM based on it. So if I don't see bigger moves happening because there's liquidity, I'm not calling out contracts because I don't want us to get theta decayed.
Right.
So I just, I kind of wanted to shout that out to everybody. But I promise a big move is coming, and we will hopefully catch it at the top.
Kind of to piggyback off of that, that's kind of like we were talking about in the beginning, where we were, saying that if we don't have a lot of news or data coming out, the market can just kind of run wild until the shutdown, is over and we start getting these pre-market catalysts again. So,
Yeah, the weekly RSI on IWM futures is at 69. It's up there. If we start to get bearish divergence on this RSI, I firmly expect us to have a pretty big sell-off.
I wouldn't be surprised if it does come down a little bit. I mean, I'm looking at the weekly chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 green weeks in a row. 1 red week, which was mostly just a small pullback, and then another 2 green weeks after that. So it's definitely overextended, or going into a overextended area. So, a healthy pullback wouldn't be a surprise if we can start seeing that. The thing that we'll have to watch for, like you said, if that pullback turns into a change or a break of structure, and then we start seeing prices start to roll over, that'll be when we'll start seeing those lower prices start to become realistic also. So,
That's right. You got it.
okay, I can definitely see that. Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to touch on that, and then provide some of that clarification on why I've been a little bit quiet. I just sometimes when I have a hard time flipping my mindset, I just take nothing, if that makes sense.
I get it. Because you'll rather you'll rather give clean trade setups than lead somebody down the wrong path. I get it.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm checking out CRML. It's a critical metals core. It looks decent. It looks like it found a floor around $1.25 to $1.30, and nice bullish engulfing candle on the weekly chart. So if you're in this, I forgot who asked for it, but if you're in here, it's in a consolidation zone right now. But if it breaks out above this $9.15, then we could see it start to really take off. Let's see his IPO back in 2024, February 2024. So it ran as high as 2254. CRM is at 1358 right now. Am I looking at, is that is that right now, or it didn't close right here at 798?
Hmm?
I was talking to Fogdemus Prime. He said CRML is at 1358 right now.
Yeah, because he put ETH, I didn't know what he meant, but it looks like it looks like it shot up after hours. Is why I'm looking at
Oh,
Robinhood.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's already broke out there. Well, yeah, it's up $5.61. So
Yeah.
if it's sitting at 1358, then it's sitting pretty close to these highs right here. Yeah, looking at Robinhood, it got up as high as 1450. So yeah, it got a little bit above this, and then it rejected and came back down to 1358. So that's a big gap right now. So I'll just be cautious. Like I said, I don't think it's a reason to sell just because it's so high right now. Um, it's never anything wrong with taking a little bit of profit off the top if if you're good. But if you're just in it for the long term, it looks solid. It has a nice gap up, which shows buyers are stepping in. Um, like I say, watch the consolidation between $12 and $14 and see how that plays out going into tomorrow. And like I said, you in shares, so it's not like you're getting any type of theta decay. It's fine to just see how the prices fluctuate within these levels and see if it retests the top of this white box here around $10 or $9 and see how that acts. But I mean, as of right now, you're looking super good on these CRML shares. Um, I wanted to check. I wanted to check on Meta Planet. You been following that any fish?
I have. It's coming along. I've always said that it was going to be at least a 5-year hold for me. Um, it, it just like with anything else, it's being kept down. I will say that. Not making an excuse for it. It just is. But I've always said it's a 5-year hold for me. They keep accumulating Bitcoin. They've actually accumulated more Bitcoin so far this year than they projected, and they still have a couple more months to buy Bitcoin, which they are continuing to buy Bitcoin. So that is a plus. They're also buying up businesses to have an additional income coming in. Along with the CEO of Metaplanet working extremely closely with the CEO of Strategy, Michael Saylor. So, they're trucking right along. They're doing exactly what they should be. I'm just sitting here waiting. I'm going to start DCAing again. It's inexpensive. I think it's around what, four, something like that.
Yeah, it
Four
looked like it
fifty,
closed
something.
around like 4:30, but I mean, just looking at the one of the levels I drawn out in the past weeks for accumulation to be possible, between $5 and $1.68. So we're in that level now. I think this could be the accumulation zone though. I'll keep an eye on it, but definitely if I had to set my alerts to buy, and when I buy shares, I really don't get too technical, because you're buying for the long term anyway. So I always set my alerts on my blue lines. So, well, blue and purple, my GAN fan line. So right now it looks like buying is set for 375, 330, and 310. And 209.
And don't forget, folks, when you buy MetaPlanet, you have to pay a $50 foreign transaction fee. So this isn't something that you want to buy, 20 shares today and 20 shares next week. You want to save up and buy as much MetaPlanet as you plan on buying at one time, so that you only pay that $50 fee once.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's a good heads up.
At least that's how it is on Fidelity. At least I'll speak for Fidelity.
Um,
Yeah, E-Trade's cheaper apparently. I just know from Carly, and then Facotimus just said something about it too. E-Trade's bet, I guess, like $5 or $7 or something.
Wow.
Quest Trade is free, I believe.
But isn't
Damn,
Quest
so
Trade
that's-
only Canadian?
It's another reason I don't like Fidelity, man. Jeez.
Yeah, it sounds like you need an E-Trade account for your OTC stocks.
Oh my God! You guys want me to get a fourth account,
You good for it?
which will really be 5 because I manage one for my dad. Wow. You guys trying to make me go crazier than I am.
Well, close the Fidelity one. Close the Fidelity one.
Yeah, Mirage
Yeah, the
say
only
Quest
reason why I
Trade is
hold it-
Canada only.
The only reason I hold the Fidelity one now is strictly because of MetaPlanet.
And
I'll just do an ACAT to E-Trade, you know?
Exactly. Now that I know.
Yeah.
okay. Let's see.
I did an Swing said it's hard to close a Fidelity. I did an ACAT out of Fidelity a while ago. It was pretty seamless, but never mind.
Couple of stocks that I want to put eyes on. Man, I've been watching GDX, which is like gold. I mean, VanEck Gold Miners ETF. I've been missing a lot of money not trading gold. This shit has been on an uptrend all of August and all of September.
And it's projected to keep on going up.
It's a hard one.
Have you ever noticed a correlation between gold moving up and the market pulling back?
I have. I definitely have.
Yeah,
Not happening
I
right
had
now.
shouted. Yeah, I had shouted this out a little while ago, a couple months ago in the futures live stream, and a lot of times you can watch gold go up, and it will happen quite a while before an actual market pullback. So just food for thought.
I wonder if gold is still supposed to be like a safe haven.
Yeah, I
So-
think that's what happens is people move money out of the market and into gold, and then vice versa. Once they feel content with the market, they move it back out of gold and into the market again.
Makes sense.
So I just pulled up the gold futures chart, MGC chart from open. The bottom of the candle closed at 39.19, and then it pumped all the way up to 39.42, and then has been dropping since.
Yeah, I got you looking at GC, right?
Yeah, MGC.
MGC, oh, the micros?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at GC right now. It looks like it's trying to push up to like this 39.56. But gold's just been pumping. I'm gonna have to I don't want to get into a starter position this high up though. But
No, yeah, it's got to slow down. There's no way this continues.
I was thinking about a starter position below 39.12.
it's hard.
Would
I-
you just
on
buy an
MGC.
MGC contract and hold it, Fish, or what?
I mean, dude, I'm gonna try to see what I can do with it.
Hey, other option is to buy GLD too, if you want.
GLD. I've looked at that before.
Yeah, GLD and GDC, GDX.
GDX is the
Man,
miner, though, right?
GDX is the what? Yeah, it's the
I think it's
miner.
the miner.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's same. It's all got exposure. Yeah, I bought GLD shares not a couple months ago, and they're up quite a bit in a very short amount of time. To your point, Fish,
Bro,
and everyone else.
Nice.
Shit's been running, bro. I've been missing all type of money on this shit. And nobody
I
tell
really
me
want to catch
nothing.
a gold short back down to 318, but it's so hard to catch that falling knife.
It's
Bro,
not a bus I want to step in front of. I don't think right
I,
now.
I was finna say, bro,
Yeah.
has anybody tried to trade GC on futures? Oh my God. Either you finna go, you finna make a lot of
I've
money
played
real,
around with it on a prop firm,
Man,
and it was
man.
tough.
yeah, if you want to feel that adrenaline pump through your veins.
Yeah, there you go.
Like 15 seconds, you either up a lot or down a lot. Like there's no in
It
between.
moves.
Oh my God. But um stocks that I'm watching this week, real quick. I want to go ahead and I guess we're gonna wrap it up a little bit early. We all know um, our David Knight. He's gonna be hosting a mentorship on Twitter, probably in about 30 minutes. So I want some of the family that wants to tap in with that too. Have enough time to transition over into that. Also, is supposed to be more inclusive for the members here, simply because you guys get to ask questions and he's going to give you more info on like his swing trading strategies and things of that nature. So we're just going to look at probably one or two more stocks and then wrap it up here. So that way everybody could tap into this continuous overflow of information here in the kingdom. Pretty dope. So I like to say we got a nice thing going here. We got the trivia night with Ryan and Fridge on Saturdays.
Yep.
We got the Kingdom podcast here on Sundays, and then we got David Knight doing one of his master classes here on a Sunday afternoon too. So I mean, you can't beat that if you're trying to feed that market itch. We got you over the weekend. So, want to look at Tesla. I think Tesla has a little bit more downside room. I've been saying that it could possibly go and retest this 400 level, but that 400 level might be an opportunity to start some buyings on I think it's what, TSLL.
I think that's the leveraged one. Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody was asking me about that Friday, so I've been watching TSLL, and if it drops, if TSLL drops down below $18, I think that'll be a pretty dope area to start a position. I think I was looking at $25 calls up here between $24 and $25. Right now, if this drops down here, those $25 calls for November, I believe, are be roughly around like $50 or $60. Yeah. They're
A
pushing.
few of those.
Yeah, right now they're pushing. If you caught this retest, the contracts were about between $100 and $80 a piece, and then once it gets down here, those contracts should move to about $50 or $60. I've been watching the delta move on them, so just keep your eyes out. If we drop a little bit low on Tesla, these would be a nice fill to hop in November calls, at least for this $24 to $25 retest. And what was the other one I wanted to? Oh, Palantir. So we all seen Palantir go from 188 down to 170 Friday, and this is what made me question the government shutdown being connected to companies like this. So I'm liking the 170 retest. We did see a strong bounce, but we did start pulling back later on into the market. I don't know. We have to see how tomorrow holds up. I want to see if this 170, 55, 54 level holds. If it continues to flush, just because we have seen a nice move up here, I'm watching to see if we see some type of move over here to the downside. If so, we'll look for a retest around like $61. 161 to 160, and see how prices hold up there. I'm liking the 190 calls going long, and that'll be my strike price that I'll be targeting. 190 calls, probably November or December expirations. because when this thing flushes, it does flush pretty bad. Um, we saw the last time it flushed here, it consolidated for about roughly for about a week. And after that second week, we saw it come out of the consolidation and make its way up to the upside. So we normally see roughly about a week long consolidation when prices do decide to drop. And if it does fall, I like it. I think I'm gonna go long either here or here, probably in the close Monday or Tuesday if we don't get out of this level too fast. So keep your eyes on Palantir. It doesn't stay on discount long. GL said he got a 180. Oh, and then you are already in the money. I like 190. You got 180. I think that's a pretty dope feel. How do I keep track of my levels for entries and exits? Um, these are like Fibonacci levels based on swing high, swing lows. It's color coded for like my psychological reasons. I like to keep levels red when it lets me know that it could be a little bit oversold. Oranges are kind of like my swing high, swing low levels. Yellows lets me know it's approaching overextended levels. Green is my buy zone, and then whenever you see white, those are like my reversal levels. Because it's 152.50. We saw prices break below here, but it eventually got bought back up between this 152.50 and 140 level. So this was like an instant buy anytime I saw prices below here. And then whenever it gets too far in the red zones, I know that prices could continue to flow to the upside, but at the same time, the money can be drained out of it at any given time. So, and I use my swing high, swing lows on different time frames. Some might be on the daily, it might be on the weekly, monthly. It just depends on how volatile the stock is. Of course, the larger the time frame, the stronger the levels will be. So if you go and you find like a swing high, swing low on like a monthly or a 3 month, those levels are going to be a little bit more solid just because they're on a bigger time frame. Ludo say he caught part of the Palantir review. Pretty much, I'm looking to see how this 170.54 level holds up. If prices drop down from here, then I'll be looking for a retest of like 161 or 160. And anywhere, if we drop anywhere within these levels, just because this was once a consolidated zone over here, I'm looking for buyers to step in again anywhere over here and to buy the dip in order to push it back up to the upside. So that's just where I'm watching Palantir going into Monday and just next week in general. If it decides it wants to consolidate here and move back up to the upside, I got a long price target of 190. So we'll just see how that plays out. And if I throw the gaps on, you see it's a lot of buyers over here. This big gap up after earnings between this 161 and 170.54, it's a lot of buyers that stepped in. It oversold it for a little bit, accumulated, and then it rocketed back up to the upside. So those buyers are still there. They're waiting on a second opportunity to buy the dip. Well, a third. This was the first. This was the second. So if it drops back in here, this would be the third time that they'll get to buy the dip on these shares. So no problem, no problem. But we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. You got about 30 minutes till David starts teaching his swing trading strategy. He's going to be hosting it in one of the stage channels also. So definitely tap in with that one. Let's see. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. As always, do any of the analysts here Can y'all drop a little information for the people in the chat just going forward into next week? Just some good psychological advice.
Yeah, I mean, you know, always look for dips. Be careful of highs, and before you buy, look on a higher time frame and see if it's overbought. If is it oversold? You know, how do you expect the stock to move? Don't buy it just because there's hype. You know what I mean?
Facts.
On you know these are irrational times right now. Yes, maybe the stock just continues skyrocketing, but you know maybe it hits that 83 RSI and then plummets down. Who knows? Who knows? So you know, just manage your risk and you know try to make some money.
Appreciate that. Anybody else got any good wisdom they want to share with the people?
I just would say, for in terms of losses are part of what we have to deal with. It's hard. I think of it like a game. Professional athlete, they have to deal with losses. Same thing for us. It's a little bit different. It's money. They still get paid if they lose, but and then keep it small. It helps it so that if things start going the wrong direction, you don't need to panic. The loss is small, and you got other trades to make up for that loss.
Facts. Real quick, I want to say I'm super impressed with how you and Fridge have been holding up the trivia night. And what made me say something about it is I seen Mr. Galaxy just hop into the chat. I got a rivalry with him right now as far as trivia night. I wasn't able to tap in Saturday, but I was watching. And I think Train Love won this week, right?
Yes,
Okay.
Tran won again.
Dope. But the trivia night's been real dope. If you're watching this, check out Ryan and Fridge YouTube page where they're posting the Kingdom Trivia Nights every Saturday. You win a free month, or you can also win a free mentorship with Ryan. So if you're watching this, check out his. If you're on After Hours, check out his After Hours page. He has uh, um, a trial going on to where you can hop in. You can jump on a trial. If you win trivia night, you get a free month. So that's definitely an opportunity for you to catch up on. And I appreciate you guys for keeping that trivia night going tough. Mr. Galaxy, I'm coming for you, bro.
I
I'm
love it.
coming. But yeah, Fridge, you got anything you want to share with the people?
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say what Ryan said, which was keep it small, but he already said that one. So I guess my other thing that I want to kind of, talk about for this week, especially like psychologically, is when you see people post their gains, 500% gain, 1,000% gain, whatever percent gain on like Wall Street bets or even on After Hours or anywhere even in here, just keep in mind that you don't need to chase what they have to grow your portfolio. Okay. I would look at like Wall Street bets and I'll be like, oh, this guy made 1,000%. It's unbelievable. But at the end of the day, don't chase those kind of trades. Trade what you know, what you're knowledgeable in, what stocks you know very well in, and you will still make money. And that's the way to do it. Don't chase these wins that other people have. Because it's, I've now done Wall Street bet reviews for now. I think I'm on like 10 weeks now or 9 weeks, whatever it is. And it's just, there's people who are chasing money. Oh, I made 20K this week, but they're down 70K overall. So not everything that you see on social media, on After Hours even, you don't see the whole picture for some people, unfortunately. So keep that in mind. And again, just like Fish said, also, this market is very, very much irrational. Okay. So if you want to sit out for a little while, sit out for a little while. That's no one's going to complain. No one's going to be like, you're an idiot for sitting out when the markets are at all-time highs. Because that's usually means there's going to be some kind of correction probably coming in the near future at some point. You just never really know what's going to happen. So if you're sitting at all-time highs in your portfolio and you're sitting on cash, nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Sit back, relax, put into a high-yield account, whatever the case is, and we're going to ride the wave. And, keep up to date with the news because All it takes is one announcement. Government shutdown is no longer a thing, and you're going to watch the market react in a very volatile way. So stay up to date with news alerts and everything else. So that way you do not get caught offside. That's my 5 cents. It's not 2 cents because it's a lot longer than that, but that's my 5 cents on that one.
Yeah,
Appreciate
Fridge,
it.
I'll back you on that one. As you know, I had said earlier that you don't see me taking many contracts. You don't see me calling many things out. I'm almost strictly trading futures right now for intraday scalping because I don't want to be trading at all-time highs. And as the great Mel Gibson said in The Patriot, aim small, miss small. You know, he teaches the kids, right? Aim small, miss small. If you're just taking, take your contracts, right? If everybody's in contracts, who cares if they run for 200%? Would you have held it for 200%? Are you happy getting 40%? Get out at 40%, have a win, and live to fight another day.
I can agree with that. I agree with that. Both of those, everybody just dropped super, super knowledgeable gems. And right before I give my little 2 cents, I'm looking at NQ futures. Friday it was a nasty bearish candle. So keep in mind it could be choppy or bearish until those highs right there get taken out. So just be cautious of that. It's in my orange zones. It's pretty consolidated. I mean, it's in my red zones right now. NQ futures is consolidated. It could push up to 25.2, 25.3, but I wouldn't look for that unless we take out these highs right here on Friday's daily candle. If not, you can see the market sell off down here. I got my next levels around like 24.7 ish around there. So just keep your eyes peeled for that. But for the most part, like most of the family just said, do what works for you. You don't have to chase what everybody else have or, try to match what they're doing. You find your rhythm in the market when you find what works for you.
Yeah.
Some people can trade 30 contracts because they can handle that, especially if a lot of it's a psychological factor. Can you handle the bleed or, the trade not working for you with 30 contracts or with $3,000 on the stake? It's at this point you're playing the lottery. So 40%, 30%. If you don't take profit on percentages, then have a dollar amount. Be cool with $50 a day. Be cool with $100 a day, 150. Because if you can go green with $100 or $50 every day, then you can push $300 to $500 every week. Like Mr. Galaxy just posted in the comments, compounding, the compound effect. You'd be surprised how your account would grow with consistent, $25 to $50 wins. Then you can afford to, size up. One thing that I like to do is high profits in shares. Because you don't take a loss on shares unless you sell. Hide it in crypto, in Bitcoin or something. But, find out what's your risk tolerance and how much you're comfortable losing and where does your euphoric moment kick in when you're winning. Once you feel like euphoria kick in, that's how you know it's time to sell. And a lot of people say, if it's good enough to take a screenshot, then what? It's good enough to sell. It's good enough to sell. So that's our 2 cents coming from the kingdom. We're gonna go and tap in and see what David got cooked up for us. We appreciate everybody for tuning in to the Kingdom Podcast here. Spending a little time with us, David, Ryan, Wick, Fridge, Fish. I appreciate all you guys, day in and day out, putting in work for the kingdom, taking care of our members, taking care of each other. So coming from royalty, I appreciate you guys, all of y'all.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.
Of course. Appreciate all
Yeah,
of
man,
you.
absolutely.
Yeah. So we're gonna wrap it up here, and we're gonna catch you guys later on tonight. I'll be posting